Shalom, this is Truth is Everlasting, Lion's Den. I am Yahweh Sop. I camp out with Lion Den, Hawan Ben Yashua in Jacksonville, Florida. But first I take up a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, to the archons, and to the women and children around the world in Paleo-Hebrew language. Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ha-Rokah Kodash Mahamath, in the name of Yahweh Shai, in spirit and holy and in truth. Double honors to the 144,000 chosen elect. Double honors to the apostle of GMS. Double honors to the apostle of Lion Den's camp. Salutation to the archons who are on the four corners of the earth. And to the women and children, Shalom. Okay, well, this person here brings a very interesting question. It says, will CPS take the children of the parents who cannot afford to feed them after SNAP cuts? That's very important, right? So the title of this lesson is Woe to the Rebellious Children. We're going to play a little bit of it, and then we go into scripture. Here we go.
When it comes to SNAP being cut in November, what happens when the government says that a parent is not legally able to provide for their child because they were on SNAP? What happens when CPS says that they know you can't feed your kids because they know you're on SNAP? What do you think will happen? This is going to be serious. I think these SNAP cuts are more ominous than anyone can really think of. They may be going after taking your kids. I'm just saying, it has a possibility. They know some parents cannot feed their kids after SNAP is cut in November. What if this was the reason why it was proposed in the first place?
Bam! Right? Job chapter 9 verse 26, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, right? And also Hosea chapter 4 verse 6, my children are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. I want to go to Isaiah chapter 30 verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, said Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Right? Now, yes, it's true that a lot of our people, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and speckled birds, a lot of them that know that they're Hebrew Israelites, instead of using the Bible in the name of Yahweh Shai to do what's right, what's righteous for our people, they use it to scam, to deceive, to con, and to deceive our people, right? But you got a smartphone, so you can, quietly, right, look into the internet, into YouTube, and by praying in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, for the Spirit to guide you what YouTube to look at and to learn from. You see? Moving on to verse 2. That walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked of my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. A lot of our people, Jake, who decided to, one time they were in need of SNAP, right, of welfare, right? But they just stood there. They linger in that program for who knows how many years, right? And some of our Jake women saw the opportunity, right? And followed the belief system of the wicked and said, wow, if I can have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different children from different men, I can get a nice big check. Well, Now you're seeing what happens when you trust the Edomite, how now they are just kicking you to the curve, right? Let me go to Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who sees us and who knows us? Right? So this is the Edomite's belief system that he believes that no one can see him, not even Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, nor the angels. But at the same time, our people, so-called Negros, Latinos, and speckled birds, right? 2/3 of them think the same way as the Edomites. There's no God, because he can't see me when I'm doing in the dark, right? Or so what? Well, we're what? Today's what? Monday 27. So it falls on Saturday the 1st, around the corner, right? Let me jump to Isaiah chapter 31, verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yeah, you see the people in power, with nice cars, nice clothes, apartment or a house, right? And you right away say, well, they own me anyway, so I'm not going to work no more, And now that all these years that you have heard of Yahweh Shai, or you passed by a camp where you could have been at least listening, right? You don't have to join, especially, if you're a woman. Because it's not for women to begin with, it's for men. But you could have listened at least, write down and move on, right? And go in, again, like I said, go into YouTube and learn from there what's your purpose as a woman to get the mercy and blessing of Yahweh Shai. But you did not. I want to go now to Isaiah 36. Give me a minute where I change this here. Verse 6. Lo, thou trusted in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and spear it so, right? You lean so much on the Pharaoh, on the Edomite, that, you became part of his shoulder. It's no saying. Well, now he's pushing you, away from his shoulder, saying get away, right? Now, again, remember, all this could be done to take the children away, number one, and also to corner you, so-called Negros, Latin American speckled bird, Jake women, to take the mark, take the chip, the beast, right? So this is where you are right now. Soon the whole world will be in that same position where they got to make also that decision. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him? Right? You should not trust your enemy at all. Isaiah verse 29. Let me go back there. And things are moving so fast, every day faster and faster. And that's Yahweh Shai that's making them do that, because Edomites know that their time is coming to an end. Okay? I said 6. Yes, 6. Verse 6. Thou shalt be visit of Yahweh Shai of hosts, of army, with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, and with storms and tempests, and the flame of divine fire. Nobody knows when Yahweh Shai is going to come with the host of angels, like with the army of angels. Not even Yahweh Shai nor the angels know when you're coming. Right? None of us know. Only the Father. So our people, you Jake women, should be ready, taking this very seriously and repenting, right? And do the best you can to start learning about Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai through YouTube. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Yeah, because you put all your time and energy in their belief system that's what they want all of us to do, so you can, become confused and stay confused, right? Understand that they need us to take the chip so we can turn into cyborg so we can fight the creator while they go hide in the bunkers with their children, right? Let me go to Isaiah chapter 31, verse 3. Now the Egyptians are men and not God. Their horses flesh and not spirit. In other words, they don't have the power that you think that they have. Okay? When Yahweh Shai shall stretch out his hand, both he that helps shall fall, and he that is help, shall fall down, and they all shall fall together. So, look how many, because there's more Edomites in Snap than there are our people, right? But they always use our people to deceive the mass. But they don't even care about their own people, right? They're going to go down too. They're freaking out. They're making YouTube right now, TikToks, screaming on YouTube, screaming and crying, right? I'm going to leave it with Psalm 146. Maybe I can pay a little bit more before I close it. I'll start with verse 3. Put not your trust in prince, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. Verse 4. His breath goes forth, he returns to his earth, to the dust. In that very day, his thoughts perish, right? His belief system means nothing. You realize it was a fake, a fantasy, right? Verse 5. Happy is he or she that has Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of Jacob for his help, whose hope is in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Verse 6. Which made heaven and earth, the sea and all that therein is, which keeps truth forever. And truth only comes from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, not Jesus, not Jehovah. I don't care, not whatever Mormons, Seventh-day Adventists, whatever religious. There's only one true God and one true Son, right? And our people, the so-called Negros, Latino, Neck, and speckled birds, you are the true Hebrew Israelite that the Bible speaks about, right? Let me put a little bit more before I turn it off.
With children. These demonic elitists want children. CPS has done it before. CPS is known to traffic children. What if this was the plan all along? I'm just saying. Just a theory I'm just spitting out there.
Allegedly, right? I hope that this was edifying, and with that I say, Shalom.